This is my dumbass after realizing I forgot to tell you what my rating out of 10 was. I would rate Lies of P a solid 9 out of 10. Just listen for my reasons why. My internet's back. So, you know what that means. Review on game I recently played, which that game is Lies of P, which I'm actually going to play as we speak. So, if you don't know what Lies of P is, it is a Souls-like game based on the Pinocchio books, which is weird, but also really cool at the same time. I would say it's one of the best games ever created. It's like Bloodborne, except with Italian people. And I find that to be pretty cool, because Bloodborne was my first Souls game. I haven't beat it yet. The first, main Souls game that Activision made. Not Activision. I'm freaking retarded. That FromSoft made was Elden Ring, which I recently did. And if you haven't seen my review on that, please go watch it, because I would say it's a good video. Ow. The story is good. It really is. I don't think it's lackluster in any way. I do think there are some games that have better stories, though. Like, for example, I think Elden Ring has one of the greatest stories of any game I think I've ever played. There are so many cool little mechanics. Like, you have an arm that you can have different abilities on. I didn't change mine the entire playthrough. I did the grappling hook arm. I just think it's more useful than anything else. And there are some weapons you can take apart and put back together in your own unique ways. So there's a lot of weapons, and for a majority of my playthrough, I used a spear, which can't be taken apart. And when I didn't use the spear, I used a saw cleaver. Oh my god, I'm getting ganged on. I think there are some bosses that I wish didn't exist. Like, there's one that's pure decay, and if you don't know what decay is, it's like Scarlet Rot in Elden Ring. And on the topic of decay, there's a ton of different, what are they called? Status conditions. Like, for example, overheat, shock, decay, and corruption. Corruption is like madness, except corruption will one-shot you, which I think was really annoying throughout this entire game, because there was an area, pretty late game, that there was just madness everywhere. It was just so freaking annoying. And there's different bars you can build up to do pretty good attacks for just in general. Like for the spear, the L1 triangle, you spin a bunch and then go down with something equivalent to a heavy attack, which the designers did a really good job designing the different weapons and different attacks the way they did. Unlike FromSoft, which, no hate on FromSoft, in Elden Ring they just reskinned a ton of the weapons. Like almost all of the great swords are reskinned versions of each other, except with different stats. I would say my only complaint being the iframes aren't as consistent as I would like them to be, because there were a lot of times in boss fights when I would dodge away from an attack to heal because I was at 3 HP, and then my iframes just went an iframe and it would kill me. There's a Stargazer out. And the rest points are called Stargazers. And if I don't understand what that means, I'm pretty sure it's a reference. It's some type of reference in the Pinocchio universe. Like, I just don't know what it is. Does this work? Yeah, okay, this works better. What was I saying? Oh, the Stargazers. The Stargazers are like graces or bonfires, or just like your average rest point you would need in a Souls game, so you can go back and heal or reset the area. And like Dark Souls 2, except this game did it better than Dark Souls 2, your weapon has durability, which I think is pretty dumb. And if you're like if you have like full decay, like you're taking damage from decay, it'll decay your weapon, which is a pretty cool mechanic on the devs parts. Oh crap. God damn it. There are a lot of grab attacks, so you gotta get in for it. There's a lot of grab attacks. The main enemies are like robot puppets and zombies. When you... Oh my god, I'm gonna die. You suck. I would say I think my only, like, problem with the enemies in this game is the fact that, there are some that you can easily break their stance when you're just regularly attacking, and there are some big enemies that can't, which... It makes sense. Oh my god, I gotta heal. But off the enemies, the bosses is really what I want to talk about. The bosses are so good. I think my favorite is the Puppet King. His first phase is just like a big puppet with like spinny hands. A really fun first phase. What the heck? Oh. And his second phase. Ooh, his second phase. His second phase is like the speed of Malenia and like the raw power of like, I don't even know how to describe his raw power. And he can do this thing where he can put flame on his weapon, which you, the player, can do too with your robotic arm because you play as one of the puppets. And getting off the bosses real fast. It's called a grindstone. You have to have grindstone so you can... Oh crap, I'm gonna die. So you can, like, repair your weapon mid-fight. Oh my god. What is it? What are these DLC enemies? Oh my god. Hold up, chat. I gotta lock in. Another thing I don't like is they can just so easily break you out of a heavy attack. Like, you could be charging up your heavy attack, about to attack, and then they attack, and it just breaks you out, and you have to charge all over again. But the stagger windows are really good in this, because you can, like, that's bullshit. Right before they can stagger, they're like the outline of the health bar becomes white and flashing, so you know to do a heavy attack, so it'll stagger them, which is really good because in Elden Ring, I just kind of spam to my L2 and R2, which for the weapon I'm using the Great Sword, otherwise known as the Guts Great Sword, and I put Lion's Claw, I think the Ash of War is called, on it to make it like do a spin up in the air and bam. It's a reference to Berserk, which I have not watched, which I probably should watch because I'm using this sword, but it'll probably traumatize me because I've heard it's a pretty traumatizing anime. I've also heard it's really good. Back on Lies of P. What was I talking about? I was talking about the grindstone. Yeah, so if your weapon, I don't know what happens when your weapon breaks, but when its durability is running low, the like outline of the durability above the weapon in the right corner of your screen will start flashing red. I don't know what happens when your weapon breaks. I'm gonna guess it does like 3 damage, and you have to back off and fix it. Which, my favorite boss, the Puppet King, gives you like 0 time to back off and do that. I get these things over here, because I need to go up that ladder. Alright, screw you guys. I don't know if you can hear. Oh my god, I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna crash out. Okay, there we go, that's one. One more. Come here. Get over here! I think there's like... I can't remember how many arm upgrades there are, but there's a grapple, electric, flamethrower, shield, gun, and I think there's one more. You can upgrade them individually to give them more, like, abilities. Why is... I am so confused. Currently, what I know about the DLC is we went back in time. That's it. Do I need to go this way? Yeah, I do. With that. Okay, I can't go that way. When you run out of heals, which this is something I think everyone should know about, especially if they just picked up the game. When you run out of heals, don't worry. After you get enough hits in on the enemy or boss or whatever you're fighting, your heals will come back. Which is really good, especially if you play aggressive like me. I play so aggressive to these bosses, I barely give them time to back off and recoup. Oh, and I'm going into a boss fight. Wish me luck, chat. There's parrying in this, which I thought it was purely based parry combat like Sekiro. I thought it was pure parry-based combat like Sekiro. It is not. You can parry like in Sekiro. I don't. I do sometimes, but I don't all the time. When you're just blocking, it'll like do damage, but if you quickly go in and hit, it'll heal that damage, like what you do in Bloodborne after you take damage and then you hit in a certain time frame. The last thing I want to talk about before I'm done is the grindstone. Like I was talking about earlier, you can equip different things to make it do different, like, damage statuses. Like, I currently have on the flame because that's the only one I have, which is really good. It is so good if you time it perfectly during a boss or a regular enemy and then use your L1 triangle attack. It does some insane damage. It's just, this game is super fun. I would recommend it. And I'm playing through the DLC, which I'm going to make a separate video about, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I just wanted to talk about that. See ya.